Make up a cake every hour. Keep that skillet good and greasy all the time, time, time. Keep that skillet good and greasy all the time.
Welcome to my kitchen again. This is an anniversary today. Melissa told me yesterday that this is our 10th cooking show.
Yes.
And so this is how fast time goes. It's amazing. And we're having so much fun with this. And today we have a different kind of meal. Actually requires no wine and no schnapps for once. And so it's different. Who is going to tell you about it?
On Fridays in Switzerland, we traditionally have something called Weihetag, and this is what we're going to have today, Pie Day. Weihet is hard to translate. It's you're going to see what it is, and we're going to show you how to do it with American ingredients. Very simple, very quick, and no meat involved.
All right, let's look at the ingredients. We're gonna use some apples, and I think what are these apples?
These are pink ladies.
Pink ladies, right? And so these are huge. So maybe we just need 1.5 of these.
Yeah.
We got some chopped up pecans and what is it?
Almonds.
And almonds. Okay, you mixed it. It's
half a cup.
Half a cup. Yes, half a cup. And then we got some cheese, and we're gonna grate some cheese. And
I bought a couple of pie crusts. I love these because they're easy to get. They're not too expensive, and you can do anything with them.
they're good.
Yes, we're not sponsored by them, but
Yes.
I'm going to need some half and half, a couple of spoons of cornstarch, a little bit of sugar, cinnamon, vanilla extract, and some nutmeg.
Yes.
And
also
some black pepper.
Sorry. And we forgot to mention the eggs.
Yeah.
We got how many? 4 eggs.
Four
we
eggs,
need.
for 2 pies. We're going to make 2 pies.
And the amount of cheese is actually
About 2 cups.
yes.
Altogether.
Yes. First, we're going to start off. Just preheat the oven to 350. Off we go.
First, I prepared my pie form. I got 9-inch pie forms, non-stick. I love those because they make it. You don't need to use baking paper or anything like that. You roll in your dough. This,
Well, we sometimes make the dough ourselves, but today we just thought, that's easy.
in Switzerland, it always depends. If you do this after work, you buy your dough just like this and you roll it out, and because the prep time is less than 10 minutes. And but if you have the time, you can make your own dough. The recipes are all over the internet, but you can basically just use a pie crust that is not sweet, just neutral. So what I do is I put the dough in here, and then I fold over the sides into themselves.
You've done this before.
This is one of my favorite foods. I know it shows too. So, and then I take a fork and I go around like that, a little bit in the sides, so we don't get steam bubbles at the end, and that's for the preparation of the pie. The next thing I do is I cover the bottom with nuts. That's an important step. In Switzerland, we traditionally use hazelnuts, but they're hard to come by here in America sometimes. So I took some almonds and some pecans, because they really taste good, and chopped them up in the food processor. And so about a half a cup should be enough to cover that 9-inch pie in the bottom. See, and put it in like that. Now for the apple, you can peel the apples and grate the apples, do all sorts of different things with them to put in this pie, but I just like them cut up and cored like that, and then I make little slices like that, and I just stand them up here in the pie form. The thickness of the slice, you don't have to be too even or to be too exact about this. I like them when you have some smaller slices that cook thoroughly through, and then have some larger slices that fall apart because it makes for a very nice variety. So you see, I stand them up in the form like that. I start going around. So we stood the apple up so that it doesn't come over the pie form. Just a little.
Yeah,
like
I just
that.
filled it up with a few little pieces. I know there's you can do it much prettier than this, but this actually works fine. You know.
I see another hole here.
Yeah.
Fit the apple in there.
Can you get it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I think this is
So
fine.
us we can just eat that
A
out.
piece. That looks good.
Okay. For the custard, I'm going to use 2 eggs. I'm gonna use about 2 spoons of sugar.
These are like large teaspoons. Oh,
Here's a teaspoon, yeah, 2 teaspoons, and then I'm gonna use a good spoon of
teaspoon again.
but you know,
That's more like a tablespoon.
about like this cornstarch, a little bit of cinnamon, and I use a little bit of vanilla. Right, that's enough. And I'm going to beat this up first.
Can you do this in rhythm?
Way too slow, a little faster. No, that's good enough. You don't even have to do it really fine because it's having little pockets in there is all right. Now what I do, I fill it up so it comes just about. I add about a cup. So I get about a cup and a half of.
Half and half.
There's about depends how big the eggs are. The whole mixture is just about a cup and a half of custard. That's enough for a 9-inch bowl. You know, I used to in Switzerland we use bigger, flatter bowls. And then I'm just going to put this over the mixture here, like that. All right, that's good enough. And then what I do is I put a little bit of sugar, sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top of that.
Okay.
Like that, just a little bit. To another piece of apple.
Well, you know, like Uwe said on Friday, it was traditional in Switzerland that you would go out, you know, and buy there or, you know, make it yourself. But, you know, we used to, you know, our stepmother, she used to buy it. That's where we learned it actually from. On Friday, she would buy, you know, just a variety, you know, with cherries or with spinach or spinach and bacon bits or onions with spinach. And, you know, you have different, there's a variety of it. Then everybody just has, you know, a piece or two, you know, and that's just the regular meal. Sometimes, you know, people would also eat to the salty ones, you know, make a salad with it, you know.
The traditional Friday thing is no meat. You know, you eat fish. Even in the Protestant parts of Switzerland, we have Catholic parts where they really keep that. But even in the Protestant parts of Switzerland, you would eat no meat on Fridays, and it's just
And bacon is not meat.
bacon is not meat. No. And the Weihe, it has a different name in every county. It has a different way of how people do it. Every family has their own recipe, and it's just a staple. It's considered a food and not a candy. Because when you look at the ingredients I have in the apple pie now, there's eggs in there, there's some half and half, there's a little bit of sugar, lots of apple, and some dough. And it's like an egg McMuffin, but instead of the, you know, kind of thing. You can eat this for breakfast wonderfully, and it's a nice, beautiful filling thing. And when you bake this in the evening, it's very simply done, and you can just leave it out on your range and then have it for breakfast in the morning.
Apple, apple, apple. You like apple, right? Oh.
These recipes here bring back a lot of memories. Let's do one of the old songs from back then. At my door the leaves are falling, a cold wild wind will come. Sweethearts walk by together, and I still miss someone. Oh, I never got over those blue eyes. I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me when all the love was there. Oh, I go out on a party just to have a little fun, but I find some darkened corner, and I still miss someone. Oh, I never got over those blue eyes. I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me when all the love was there. Oh, I wonder if she's sorry for leaving what we had begun. There's someone for me somewhere. I still miss someone. Oh, I never got over those blue eyes. I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me when all the love was there. Yes, and I still miss someone. Here we go for the cheese pie. I'm doing the dough again. And Jens is going to grate us some cheese here.
So, like Uwe said in the beginning, you know, we need about 2 cups of grated cheese. And so, for the first one, we have an Italian mix, which is, you know, it has a good taste, but it's very mild because it's got mozzarella in it and such. But Uwe also brought a piece of Gruyere, which really helps the flavor, you know, a little bit, be a little stronger.
It's about 6 ounces of Gruyere.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna, you know, take a little bit of this off and sort of grate it. So I got about half of this.
About 3 ounces, 4 ounces.
Yeah, 3-4 ounces like that. I think this is enough.
Yeah,
it looks like there's plenty of cheese. What do you think, Uwe?
Wonderful.
Huh?
Yes.
It's good. Okay.
So Jens, if you could now mix the cheese up a little bit, and I'm going to start the cream that we're going to put in there, to bind it all together.
Yes.
I beat up my eggs again first. A couple of nice eggs here.
Aus dem Schwingbesen.
No, my fork is perfect. Just have to beat it up just a little bit.
Cluck, cluck, cluck.
And now I'm going to need a little bit of nutmeg. And Jens, can you pass me the pepper?
Yep.
Nutmeg is important for this. Use dried.
It smells good.
I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper.
I think nutmeg and cheese just go so well together.
They are friends for life.
Yeah.
Okay, and then again, I'm gonna use my half and half and fill it up to about a cup, maybe a cup and a half. Just about like that. Not like that.
And you did put some cornstarch in there, right?
No cornstarch for the cheese one. Cornstarch just for the apple.
Okay, that's right.
So you
Okay.
can mix that up a
Do you
little
think
bit.
that's enough cheese?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. See, these pie forms are not so big.
Okay,
so.
good.
So you can do it two ways now. You can either put the cheese in there and pour the half and half over it, or you can pre-mix it and put it in there. It gets a little bit more even. I actually just usually just put the cheese in there and just throw the cream over it. What do you think we should do?
I think I'll put the cheese in there.
Okay.
Here. I ate the apple.
That's a good apple, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Oh, it's really delicious. Oh.
Yeah, it's a little messy here. Mix this all up.
What a brother. I'll tell you what a brother I have. I had him for a long time. He still surprises me. That's too much. Really.
And now,
And now you just pour it in there.
pour it in there. Yeah, that's good. Make it nice and even. Now,
Now what?
we can put all this in the oven, which
That's
is
it?
nice and warm, and that's it. That's all the cooking we're going to do today.
Oh. Okay. To play some more.
Yeah.
What do you think we should play?
I don't know.
You know what? I think I want to play guitar.
Yeah, let's put these in the oven first, and then we can think about what we'll play. Okay.
Here we go. In the oven they go. How long are you going to put them in there with?
About 45 minutes. 35 minutes, I start looking at it, so it doesn't get too dark.
Okay. You want me to set a timer? No, we have a clock up here. Okay. You know, we have our music show, of course, that we're gonna this weekend. We just did our 81 shows. You know,
That many of
yeah, that many. And during these shows, you know, we think about all our friends that we have all over the world, and we have friends everywhere. Really great friends, and we would like to mention them all. It's sometimes so difficult, you know. We once said we always mention the same people sometimes, but it's, you know, you're all in our hearts and thoughts. And but you know, we talk a lot about Canada, so let's just talk a little bit about our friends in Canada. We had Bill Hughes have an idea to invite us to come and play at Coshlong Lake, you know, many years ago, and so we arrived at the Coshlong Lake in the middle of the night, and he had a beautiful guitar there, and we didn't know he played music. He said, yeah, he plays and he sings, and he's even made a CD once. And he's a cardiologist. He takes care of our health. You know, he's a very fine man. And he's surrounded by very fine people, very wonderful people. And the first tune we ever played in that cabin was "Mood Over Switzerland."
What Bill also is, Bill and Jennifer,
Yes.
they're both very good cooks, so they have a beautiful kitchen, and we always end up in their kitchen eating something that we just cooked together or that they prepared, and we play some music. And this is when we do our shows here, it's a little bit like that. We just miss our friends to be here with us.
Yes, absolutely.
And we're gonna do that one tune, I think, that we one of the first ones that we played for Bill back then at the cabin. Okay.
Yes, of course. "Mood Over Switzerland." Yeah.
Jens, I think we should go check our pies a little bit.
You know better how they should look. Why don't you go
Okay.
check it?
Let's go check the pies. So checking the pies. They're a little too pale still, see? So we can give it probably another 10 minutes. Okay. Jens, I think we have time to do one more.
Tune? Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, let me play banjo. Oh, we haven't played a traditional bluegrass number yet. And why don't we do a tune that we know from Bill Monroe? What could it be?
Used to be.
Used to be what?
Used to be. The song used to be.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
I'll find some
Jennings. I think everyone going to
It's a G.
Yeah, it's a little high, but it's okay.
I think G's okay.
It's okay.
I'm going to try this. All right.
You don't love me anymore, my darling. I'm just a used to be to you. Those cold, cold kisses that you gave, my darling, prove to me you found somebody new. Tomorrow will be another lonesome day, and I know you want me far away. Hey, you don't love me anymore, my darling. I'm just a used to be to you. You don't love me anymore, my darling. I'm just a used to be to you. Those cold, cold kisses that you gave, little darling, prove to me you found somebody new. Tomorrow will be another lonesome day, and I know you want me all away. Hey, you don't love me anymore, my darling. I'm just a used to be to you. Tomorrow will be another lonesome day, and I know you want me far away. Hey, you don't love me anymore, my darling. I'm just a used to be to you. I'm just a used to be to you. Used to be.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
Kitchen song.
Kitchen. Okay, you know these pies that we made. They're so typical for Switzerland, and of course, you know, there's lots of variety. You know, you can like I mentioned before. You know, you can have it with spinach. You can make the liquid a little different. You know, try it out yourself. But it's such an easy meal to prepare, and it's actually so much fun because you can make a variety for one dinner. You know, if you have small enough pie, you know, these pie things.
And there's in Switzerland it's all regional. Regional, first of all, you know what grows there, and then what's the season. In the winter you would make cheese and an apple because that's what you have, and in the summer, well, you can use leeks, you can use the fresh peaches. Apricots was always one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But the principle is always the same. You take your dough, you make some holes with your fork, and then you put maybe a little bit for the sweet ones, a little bit of nuts in the bottom to soak up some of the moisture. Put the fruit on top and then put the custard over it and then bake it for a good amount of time at 350. Not higher, because otherwise you're going to get burned.
Yes.
And for the salty ones, if you do the spinach, you have to make sure that the spinach doesn't contain too much liquid anymore. Otherwise it's going to get soggy. So you have to press the spinach out, chop spinach. Leeks are great. Onions are wonderful, but you have to saute the onions first a little bit before you do that.
Just like the spinach.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and you can also, you know what I like is broccoli actually.
Oh,
You know,
broccoli is great with the cheese sauce.
Or
then,
the cheese sauce, you know, broccoli with cheese sauce. You can take that cheese, just that cheese sauce that we made, and use that as a base. You know, you can put carrots in it and
boiled ones, cooked ones.
and all kinds of things. And it just is so delicious. And it's endless.
And it's cheap. And it's not much to clean up. Affordable, quickly done, and it's just an ingenious way of eating.
Okay, Uwe approved. I think the pies are ready, so I'm gonna take them out. They look good.
They smell fantastic.
Look good, huh?
Now in my oven it takes a little less time.
Well, I could have turned on the convection.
No, it was with convection it takes about 45 minutes, and now we took about 55 minutes for both of them in your non-convection oven. Now we have to let them rest for a moment.
Do you know what it smells like? It smells like, you know, Old Salem.
Yes.
When they have Old Salem, they have a bakery there, and you come in and they make apple pies and such. It smells really good.
We rested our pies just maybe 8 minutes or so. Now they're nicely settled. They're not too hot anymore. And I use a serrated knife to cut them, because it's just a little easier to get through them without destroying them. See, without squishing them. And usually I start by quartering them like that.
That looks like one of these pies that you would steal.
and I do the same thing with the cheese pie.
But you know, I would make smaller pieces than that. You know
But
what?
I start with making quarters. And
Uwe,
then
I
you
think this knife works better.
Okay, the big one.
Well, for this maybe. I don't know. Did I destroy it?
Yeah, see, you squish it.
I know I did. But you know.
Okay, here we go.
Okay,
Yeah.
no. We're going to have this little piece, and we're going to put it on Melissa's plate,
Yes.
you know, and we'll see, and a little piece of apple. Huh? What do you think, Uwe?
Yeah.
It really does smell good.
If this tastes as good as it smells, I'm in for a real treat. So, do I do the cheese first or the apple, or does
Whatever
it
you
matter?
like.
Okay, I'm gonna try cheese first.
Yes.
Let's see here. Everything's better with cheese. That's like macaroni and cheese, but almost better.
It has a lot less starch in
Really
it.
good,
You know, it's not.
yeah. That is fantastic. And then this, look how pretty that is. And easy.
Are the apples done, huh?
But see, I'm with you guys. And like Uwe said, I like it, have a little bit more done than the rest. Makes it interesting. So let's have some of this. I'm gonna get everything. Oh my goodness. That is fantastic. You folks need to make this today.
And how we say in Switzerland, en gute miteinander.
So we hope that you will do a gijswaaien and an apfelwaaien and waaien
Yeah,
at the pie day too.
Yes.
It's a fun thing to do, easy and not too expensive either.
No, it's a wonderful meal. And of course in Bern they call it Kruger.
Yeah, and in Schaffhausen they call it dünne. Yeah, so they even have folk songs about this stuff.
So send us some pictures again, of your attempts of making this. And it's got to probably look better than what we do. But it tastes really good. So thank you so much for tuning into our shows. This was our 10th cooking show, and we had a lot of fun today.
We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.